Go.
Hi, this is Ed Coan for Clean Health. I'm coming to Perth and Sydney to do a couple big seminars slash workshops. So everybody's going to lift, and I'll be with Paul Carter, who has a wealth of knowledge and can speak way more than I can. So we're going to have a lot of fun. Dane asked me to answer a bunch of questions for you guys. Thought you might be interested. The first one is, when did you start lifting weights and what got you into it in the first place? Actually, I was in grammar school, like 7th or 8th grade, and I saw pumping iron on TV, as like millions of people have. So I was inspired by Arnold and Franco and Big Lou and all the other guys. Mostly Arnold and Franco. And I tried bodybuilding, and I realized I couldn't be Arnold because Arnold was 6'2". So I was like, you know what? I like Franco. Franco's short like me, and he's really strong, because I started gravitating towards the strength part. And so I got pretty strong, and I liked it. And then I saw Bill Kazmaier and Larry Pacifico on TV at the USPF Nationals one year. And I was like, wait, so I could still be big and strong, but I don't have to diet. I think I'll do that. So that's how I started. That's how I started powerlifting. Okay, question number 2. Who are the top biggest influences in my lifting career? Well, obviously Kaz, because I saw him on TV for the first time. Arnold, because he got me lifting weights. And probably the other one would be Doug Furness, who my best friend, who passed away a few years ago from Parkinson's disease. Those probably would be the best. Mostly Doug Furness, because I had such a close bond with him. I could trust him with anything. He picked my numbers at meet. I never even had to worry. I just knew. I had sheer confidence with him. Once he said something, I knew what to do. Number 3. What are the top 3 mistakes you find raw powerlifters make when it comes to program design and peaking for competition? Well, program design seems to be a lot with everyone now, is they try to do every single top lifter's program off your internet. Stick with something for a while and make it work for your body. Every time you try something new, there's a period of adjustment that your body has to go through to get used to that program. And the other thing is, you have to pick your numbers correctly. Everyone thinks all of a sudden when they start a program, well, okay, I just squatted 400, I'm going to squat 500 next program. It doesn't work like that. You should be going after 425 maybe in the next program. But what people do is, when they set their goals so high and they adjust their program, the new program for that, about 3/4 of the way in, they start missing reps or they get hurt, and they blame the program when it was really their own greed. They just didn't pick the right numbers. That's usually the biggest thing. And that has to do with all powerlifters, just not geared. The other thing is, make sure you don't have any weak points, because without gear, without the suits and shirts and stuff, you have to pay closer attention to your technique, because you don't have that suit to keep you in a groove, or the bench shirt to keep you in a groove. And the weak points show up a lot more because you don't have that extra pop out of the bottom in the chest, or from a shirt, or in the suit. Okay, what does a regular training look like for Ed Coan these days? Be as specific as possible. Not much difference than before, except I just don't go as heavy. Monday I squat and do some assistance work, whether it be after regular squats, I'll do like high bar squats, pause squats. I'll do leg extensions and leg curls just to balance the strength out in hamstrings and quads, and the strength all on the front of the knee and in the back of the knee. Sometimes I do a little calves, very little abs, because a lot of times I'm squatting and deadlifting without a belt, so I get strong enough doing that from all these years. Tuesday, usually I bench, do close skips, do inclines, sometimes some flies, and do a whole bunch of tricep stuff afterwards. Pretty basic. Wednesday's usually off. Thursday is a deadlift day with a whole bunch of other back work. Deadlifts could either be regular deadlifts with no belt, with a belt. They could be a cycle of stiff leg deadlifts standing on like a 2.5-inch block. They could just be regular block deadlifts, deficit deadlifts standing on a block. And then always it's usually some type of bent over row, usually no belt, some type of a T-bar or leverage row. Sometimes I'll do reverse grip rows, but I change it up. And then usually a bunch of pull downs or some chins at the end. I can still actually do chin ups at my old decrepit age. And then on Friday I come in, I do light benches either for high reps with a real wide grip, or some speed benches to work on my speed, just enough to recover. and some light shoulder stuff, more volume in shoulders. So I don't want to go as heavy nowadays, and maybe a few light sets of curls. That's about it. Um, 5. How many times per year do you recommend lifters truly max out? Does this differ in your opinion between the genders? It doesn't really differ between the genders, except I personally believe that you only have so many complete 100% max outs in your life. That's it. I don't think your body is meant to handle all this stuff every month or stuff like that. I don't think it's meant to handle that. You can't go 100% all the time like that. Your body will not take it. So the most you should go is anywhere from 90 to 95% at the most during a training cycle. And that could be for a single or a double. You know, you can still take heavy doubles, heavy triples, heavy sets of 5. Those are the ones that truly make strength. Singles and stuff are just made for peaking out at the end. And it doesn't have, just because it's a single doesn't have to be a max out single. But I don't recommend that stuff all the time like that. I think it burns you out. Let's see. And it doesn't make a difference in the genders. The last few years has seen a rise of females being involved in raw powerlifting. What are your thoughts on this, and what's your best piece of advice for them? I think it's fantastic. I mean, like when I've come to Australia before with the GPC, last year alone at their nationals, they had like 84, 86 women in one day. And a lot of these women aren't just like, oh, straight powerlifters. A lot of them got involved with it. Well, first of all, they have a good time. There's a lot of camaraderie, but they're getting in better shape. Look what it's doing to make their butts and thighs and abs and shoulders and chest and everything else firmer and tighter. They're doing it for that. Plus, they get to have a good time. It's not always about, I got to lift 1,000 pounds. Sometimes it's for the camaraderie and just trying to make yourself better and healthier. That's what I see is going on. My advice is just keep going, ladies. Make sure you have a good time doing it, because you're never going to last unless you have a good time. So have a little group of girls that you lift with and have fun. That's what it's all about. When did you first meet Paul Carter, and what do you feel his strengths are as a strength coach and educator? Well, I've seen him online for a lot of years, and I met him a few years ago in person. Paul's a wealth of knowledge, and a lot of people that don't know Paul see a lot of his posts. And Paul can talk about anything. That's a huge strength. He can talk and talk and talk. So he will get his point across somehow. You will be able to get knowledge out of him. He studies and isn't afraid to talk to people. So he'll call up John Meadows, because I know he's there right now. He'll call up me. He'll call up Brandon Lilly. He'll call up this guy. He'll call up Charles Poliquin. He'll call up anyone who has knowledge that he thinks he can get good information out of. And that's a huge strength, that he's an educator. He's a historian. He's a student of the sport itself, not just powerlifting, but strength sports and nutrition in general, as I have been. He speaks better, though. He likes to talk. I'm more of a guy where I'm asked a question, I can talk about it, but I don't go out of my way. Paul is really good that way. And he's a pretty damn strong guy. Let's see. Number 8, last question. What are the top 5 things students can expect to learn from yourself and Paul during the Ultimate Powerlifting 2-day camps in Perth and Sydney? Every single thing you can imagine that you can think of asking, we will talk about. Whether it's program design, technique, nutrition, whatever you want to know, it's going to come out. And then it has to do with the bodybuilding part, the power bodybuilding part, the speed part, the, like I said, drop in weight, gain in weight. It all comes together under one roof. And we're going to actually simplify it to teach you how really easy it is. You don't need all these technical terms and all this crap. Just, we're there for the layman. We're going to make it really easy on you guys to teach you how anybody can do it, and keep it simple. That's the biggest thing. What they always say, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. That's the best motto I've ever learned in my life. So there you have it. We're going to make it simple. We're going to make it easy. You're going to learn a ton. You're going to have a good time doing it. I'm all about having fun during the whole thing, because I think you absorb more when it's not just a school book setting and it's all strict and, like that. I think we're all going to have fun. We're going to learn a lot. And I think you'll be really happy with the way we teach and the fact that Dane McDonald and Clean Health brought us along. So I want to say thanks, and I'll see you in another, week and a half. Take care, guys.